recorded live in Jacksonville, Florida. This is Trivial Warfare. More than just a pub quiz, Trivial Warfare is your gateway to a worldwide trivia community. Join your hosts, Jonathan.
We just described Ric Flair as Neanderthal Man and Planet of the Apes.
Carmela.
That would irritate the hell out. I'm like, I just want my groceries. My ice cream is melting.
Ben.
4 halogens in that list? Oh my God.
You're like, it's not the halogens. I'm like, no, Ben, no.
Those damn halogens got me again.
Aaron.
I haven't started cooking more, but I have started thinking about cooking more, so I've looked at a lot of recipes for things. Mostly cocktails.
Zakia.
I'm a very happy evil genius.
Yeah.
And Nick.
For all the listeners out there, if you spend enough money, you can be where I am today.
And the rest of the Trivial Warfare Army for another week of fun and games. Now here's your host, Jonathan Oakes.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Trivial Warfare. We are the podcast that takes the pub quiz out of the pub and brings it home to you. My name is Jonathan and I am here today with David Abolafia, special guest host. Hello, David.
Hello, Jonathan. How are you today?
I am doing well. I am glad you are here, my friend.
Thank you so much.
So, David, you are with us as a special guest host today. Thank you very much. Did you write hard questions?
A little bit of everything, plus some contributions from a certain prolific trivia writer.
Oh, no. Oh, God. If you're referring to Rob Warman, then we're all in trouble. All right. Well, we're going to have a lot of fun. Let me introduce all of our guests. First up, Peter Henry is with us today. Hello, Peter.
How you doing, Jonathan?
Doing great. Next up, Matt Shearer is with us today. Hello, Matt.
Hello, Jonathan.
Next up, Joe Henthorn is with us. Hello, Joe.
Hello, everybody.
And last but not least, Riley Sherer is with us. Hello, Riley.
How you doing?
Doing great. All right, I want to get to know all of you a little bit better. Peter, we're going to start with you. Tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
Name's Peter Henry from Newport News, Virginia. I am a high school math teacher. And for something fun about myself, I guess I'll say I coach and run a debate league for the high school students in my area. That originally started as I was taking over for a coach at the school I was at. I thought I'd do it for a season or two, just have a small team. And 9 years later, I'm actually running an entire league of it and stuff. So,
wow. Well, now, what level of high school math do you teach?
I've taught everything, but primarily the upper level, like AP Calculus, Pre-Calculus, Algebra 2.
Okay, David, I hope you brought the math questions. I got a teammate with good math skills.
I did not do well in calculus because the teacher I had who was supposed to teach us pre-calculus was a drunk and taught us nothing that was actually in the book.
Well, that's terrible. Thank you for enlightening us with that. Peter, what's the best argument you've heard in a debate session?
Oh, God, I don't know what the best one would be. My favorite thing that's actually not the best argument we hear all the time is people argue utilitarianism, which is what does the best for everyone. And it's really a terrible idea because you could say if 5 people need an organ, well, we could kill this one healthy guy and everyone get what they needed. But that would fulfill utilitarianism, but it's not exactly a good argument. So,
oh, I like that. That's a really good example. Very cool. Well, Peter, it is great to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here.
Matt, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
I'm Matt Shearer. I'm from Middletown, Maryland. This is my second time on the show. So glad to be back. I was on episode 330 about 3 years ago now.
3 years ago, sounds like.
Yeah, it was a great time. And then my interesting thing was I was participating in duck pin bowling league, but I guess now I recently in the past year or so started a fun Instagram account called WDW Stairs. And I don't know if y'all are familiar with all the different crazy accounts that are about Disney World, but there's like a hot dog guy, a beer guy, a bridges person, like there's all these little details about Disney World, which makes sense because there's a lot of detail in Disney World, right?
Uh-huh.
So I was having some fun with it and I chose I would feature my account with stairs. and steps and ramps and ladders and anything like that. So I've been doing
what does
that.
that mean though? What kind of things do you share and post?
I literally will, when I take my trips down to Disney World, we'll take pictures of steps or stairs or ladders and then just share them for people to see. It's actually kind of silly, but fun at the same time.
That's amazing. Do you ever look for special ones and do research on them, that kind of thing? Or is it just the visual images?
I haven't really done much research behind anything. I do try to find the steps that you might not recognize right away. And I'll post them. And occasionally I'll post a more cropped image and just be like, hey, where am I? Where do you find these steps or something like that? And then I get people to respond, oh, you're at the Mexico Pavilion or something like that. So it's a lot of fun.
Very cool. I love it. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Sure.
All right, Joe, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
Hi, I'm a chemist from Jacksonville, Florida. Work for a big company that makes contact lenses. Something fun about myself, I'm getting married next month. And for our honeymoon, thank you. We're going to Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Whoa.
So that's going to be fun.
What is taking you to Sioux Falls, South Dakota? And don't say a plane.
We just kind of found a random area of the country that neither of us have been to and decided to check it out.
Yeah. Are you guys going to visit the Black Hills up there or Mount Rushmore, any of that area?
No, we're not even going to that side of it. We're just going to stay around Sioux Falls, check out the local beer scene, and maybe do a couple trivia nights and hike some trails. That's the plan.
Very fun. Awesome. All right. Well, we are glad you are here today, dude. And last but not least, Riley Sherer, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
I live in Piqua, Ohio. It's a small city in Midwest Ohio. I clean draft beer lines and service and install draft beer systems. And me and my better half have a bakery here in town. So a lot of time spent there doing that stuff. Something interesting about myself. We just made 1,800 cabbage rolls. Does that count as interesting?
Holy moly. What does that take? That sounds awful. That sounds awful.
It's not too bad. I mean, in the bakery, it's, like an assembly line almost. So it goes pretty quick. You can do it in a couple days.
What is in a cabbage roll?
So we do like a Hungarian styled one. So it's pork, rice, onion, seasonings.
Oh, it does sound good.
Yeah. Cabbage rolls are, I guess, in the States are real Midwest food. It's like you go to Europe, a lot of those Eastern Bloc countries and Eastern European countries, you always find a cabbage roll.
Share the name of the bakery for everybody.
It's Dobo's Delights, DOBO' Delights Bake Shop. And that's here in Piqua, Ohio. And we're a full-line bakery, and we specialize in Hungarian pastries, and we ship all over the country.
I have had a cake from Dobo's Delights, and it was tremendous. I was not expecting it to be as good as it was, y'all. So a firm fan right here. Love it.
Appreciate that.
And David, you are a guest as well, even though you are a special guest. Tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
Hi, I'm David Abolafia. I am in Sarasota, Florida. I work in customer service and as a trivia host. And the something fun about me is that a number of years ago, I went with a friend of mine to a midnight screening of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And the troupe that was there doing the shadow cast in front of the screen was missing a few people. They did not have anyone playing Dr. Scott. And so starting the following week, I was playing Dr. Scott and proceeded to do that for quite some time in a shadow cast. And we had one night where half the cast was sick, but we did the show anyway. And so it was literally anytime a scene was going on, just jump in to be a body. So over the course of that night, I played Dr. Scott, Eddie, Riff Raff, Rocky in one scene, and in one scene, Janet. Because
amazing. What is shadow casting? What is that?
When the people who act out the scenes in front of the screen. So it's a pantomime of what's going on screen.
Wow. I didn't even know that existed.
Well, and interestingly, through a completely separate connection, I ended up meeting a guy by the name of Sal Piro, who is the president of the Rocky Horror Fan Club and the guy who really got the whole audience participation thing started back at the 8th Street Playhouse in Greenwich Village back in 1970, whatever.
Wow.
So it's been a fun time doing that. I've ended up sort of reprising my role for a couple of fundraisers at Halloween at my local community theater. They do a Rocky Horror thing, so I've played Dr. Scott there as well.
I am sure you made a lovely Janet.
with my fishnets and pumps, absolutely.
Love it. All right, guys, let's get this show started. We are going to have a great time today, and we're going to do it right now with Warm It Up, Chris.
It's time to warm it up on Trivial Warfare today. And there's only one person who can warm it up for the TWA, and that's Chris. And sometimes Jonathan.
All right, David, you're up.
All right. So regular listeners of the show might remember this kind of warm it up. I think Ben used it. I wrote it, but Ben used it a couple of years ago. So I have a sequel of it. And this is a movie tri-bond where I am going to give you the names of 3 actors or actresses. And you have to tell me the famous historical person that they all played on either film or TV. And
real historical people.
These are all real people, no presidents, but kind of anything else goes. And if you want, after I give you the names, if you would like a hint as to the kind of person this is, I have that. And then I can also, if we really need, I have all the titles of the things that they were in where they played these people.
Well, I mean, after the first hint, if the person doesn't get it, then obviously they can ask for help from the other people here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So we're going to go clockwise around my screen. So we're going to start with Matt. And your 3 people are Fantasia Barrino, Cynthia Erivo, and Jennifer Hudson.
I know one of those people.
And I will be honest that in some of these cases, you may not have heard of, like I had to dig deep to get 3 people who played these person. So if you'd like a hint,
some context, a hint.
Sure. This famous person was a singer.
I don't know, Aretha Franklin's coming to mind. Is that along the right track?
That is Aretha Franklin. That is correct.
Good job, Matt.
Good job.
Nice job.
Good start. Riley, you have Craig Robert Young, Eddie Izzard, and Robert Downey Jr.
Give me a hint.
They all played a certain actor.
Was this a very early actor?
This was a very early actor.
I got nothing. I don't.
Jonathan, you seem to have picked up on it.
The only one that I had any clue on was Robert Downey Jr. I think he played Chaplin.
That is correct, Charlie Chaplin. Craig Robert Young in Mank and Eddie Izzard in The Cat's Meow. Moving on to Joe, you have Stephen Graham, Tom Hardy, and Robert De Niro.
Oh, no. I think I need the hint.
Your hint is gangster.
Whitey Bulger?
No, it is not Whitey Bulger. A little earlier than that. Anyone want to give him a hand?
Chicago?
That would be part of it, yes.
If it's Chicago, then does that become Al Capone?
Is it Capone?
That is correct, yes. In Boardwalk Empire, movie called Capone and the Untouchables. All right, Peter, you have Judith Chapman, Penelope Ann Miller, and Jane Fonda.
Yeah, I'm going to need the hint there.
And the hint is a first lady.
So I'm not sure, but I'd go with Roosevelt.
It is a little later than that. Anyone?
I like that guess, though, because you got a twofer. There's 2 Roosevelts to choose from.
I did mean Eleanor, but...
I'll throw out Adams in the same vein.
Actually, you need to go the other way historically.
Reagan?
Reagan, that is correct. They all played Nancy Reagan.
Hey, nice.
In King Richard, Reagan, and The Butler. Jonathan, we have Remo Girone, Gabriel Byrne, and Adam Driver.
Okay, I know who Gabriel Byrne is, and I know who Adam Driver is, and I'm not aware of. I definitely want a hint.
The hint is he was an entrepreneur.
Adam Driver playing an entrepreneur. Steve Jobs?
It is not Steve Jobs.
Okay.
Anyone
who could help?
Take
Anybody
a guess, or shall I throw out another hint?
Throw out another hint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you need to be on the fast track with this.
Musk?
Getting warmer in the sense of having to do with cars.
A Ford?
Ford. Oh, God, we don't know.
The other half of that from a...
Ferrari?
Yes.
Wow.
Adam Driver played him in Ferrari, and Gabriel Byrne in a movie called Lamborghini about the rivalry between them, and Remo Girone in Ford versus Ferrari. Back around to Matt. Your people are Jennifer Foster, Frances Fisher, and Nicole Kidman.
Again, I know one of those people. I'm gonna
Same.
And the hint is actress. And I'll go so far as say actress/comedian.
Oh boy, actress and comedian. Are we talking? Is this like a 70s, 80s actress? Earlier. Oh boy, I'm not pulling anything right now. Yeah, I got nothing.
If I would point out that all of these women have red hair.
Yeah, I was about to ask if it was Lucille Ball.
Yeah. It is Lucille Ball, yes.
Yeah.
That would have been helpful. That's it.
All right. Riley, we have Nigel Thatch, Aaron Pierre, and Denzel Washington.
Are they all black men?
They are.
Is it Malcolm X?
It is Malcolm X. Nicely
Nice.
done.
Good get.
All right. Joe, we have Hannah Einbinder, Amy Adams, and Hilary Swank.
Not ringing a bell.
Well, I think the hint should give it to you. This is an aviatrix.
Okay, I'm blanking right now with the camera. What is her name?
A little bit north of you and to the east, you'll find their island.
Their island. Oh, wait. Amelia Earhart.
Amelia Earhart is correct, yes. Peter, we have Naomi Watts, Elizabeth Debicki, and Kristen Stewart.
Okay, I recognize two of them, but I'm going to need the hint.
A princess.
Princess Diana?
Princess Diana is correct.
Yes, sir.
Nice job. Getting the hang of this. Jonathan.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to throw this out there just because the last time we did I had one about Einstein and I included Yahoo Serious in the list. You said he didn't really play Einstein.
He didn't.
So there's one in here that's a little weird, but hopefully you'll figure it out. The actors are Viggo Mortensen, Matt LeBlanc, and Anthony Hopkins.
Viggo Mortensen, Matt LeBlanc, and Anthony Hopkins. I need a hint.
Psychoanalyst.
All right. Freud or Jung? We'll go Freud.
It is Sigmund Freud. And Matt LeBlanc played Freud in a musical during Friends. Freud the musical.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Matt, we have Bridget Nicole Andrews, Lindsay Marshall, and Elizabeth Taylor.
I don't know why Cleopatra's coming to mind.
Cleopatra is correct.
Yeah.
The hint would have been
job.
Just going off Elizabeth Taylor alone on somebody famous. That's it.
There you go. Riley, Josh Gad, Kenneth Branagh, and Joseph Fiennes.
You said they're real people, right? Not
Yes.
imaginary.
They are all real people.
Can I have the hint?
Writer.
Can I have another hint?
Old writer. 16th century writer.
Boy, that doesn't help me.
Well, that maybe narrows it
Shakespeare?
down. That's very old.
Shakespeare is correct, yes.
Good job.
All righty. Joe, we have Dean Stockwell, Jason Robards, and Leonardo DiCaprio.
And one of those guys, I think I need the hint.
And that would be a businessman.
This is the guy that from Picture the movie. I don't remember. Is it Frank something?
Oh, I know where you're going. It's not.
Okay. Well, no, I got nothing.
Anyone else?
Is it the Wolf of Wall Street person?
No.
Jordan?
No, is it the
Jordan
aviator
Belfort?
person?
Who?
Yeah, what's
That's
their
the
name?
movie.
Yeah, they did the Spruce Goose. This guy's name, I can't remember.
The aviator.
Hughes?
Amelia Earhart.
Howard Hughes. That's
Hughes.
That's
There we
it.
go.
Yeah.
Peter, we have Roger Ashton Griffith, Toby Jones, and Anthony Hopkins.
Well, considering I only know one of those actors, I think I'm going to need the hint.
A filmmaker.
Oh, God. I can't think of it. I'm only thinking of current living ones, and I don't think it's one of them. So.
Well, I don't want this question to make you go psycho.
Oh, Hitchcock.
Yes, Alfred Hitchcock is correct. Jonathan, so you have Audra McDonald, Andra Day, and Diana Ross.
Is it Ella Fitzgerald?
It is not, but very close, both in time period and...
Dorothy Dandridge?
That's going back a little too far.
God, what would it be? Is a singer, though?
The hint is a singer, yes.
Anybody have a clue?
No.
Billy Crystal talks a lot about this singer because apparently she took him to his first movie.
That is a very distinct clue. Who took Billy Crystal to his first movie?
Well, when he was a kid, she called him Mr. Billy, and he called her Miss Billy. This is Billie Holiday.
Billie Holiday.
All right.
There we go.
Well, that is your warm it up, Chris. I hope you're at least a little warmed up or something beyond tepid.
All right. Good job, David. Thank you very much. We are going to have a good time today. This is going to be episode number 380. We're recording this on May the 4th, so May the 4th be with you.
480, right? You said, didn't you say 380? I thought it was 480. Is it 480?
Did I say 380?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm an old man. Now, this is going to be episode number 480. Thank you for that correction. We are on the main feed, so big thank you to everybody who's listening. If you would like more Trivial Warfare, you can find more Trivial Warfare at trivialwarfarearmy.com. Sign up as a sergeant or higher to get access to a bunch of old episodes. Sign up as a lieutenant or higher to start earning credit towards coming on to the show yourself. And chance to meet some of us and have a good time with a bunch of TWA folks in Denver this year, July 11th to the 14th. We are going to have a great time. We hope to see you there. You can find out more on the Facebook group called Trivial Warfare Army. Look for the pinned post and you will find the takeover event. All right, guys, today's game, it's going to be Riley, Joe, and Matt versus Jonathan and Peter with David hosting, and it's time to play the game.
Players. Oh, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. This is Mr. Literature himself, cordially inviting you to the game. This is 6 rounds of trivia goodness. 3 questions per round. Every right answer gets you 10 points. In the middle, we'll take a pause for the cause and ask a midpoint question worth up to 20 juicy points. After round 6, you can wager any or all those points you've been building up and take a shot at the final round. It's a series of theme-based questions we call the Gauntlet. It's just that easy, baby. But this game ain't gonna play itself, players. Let's get it on.
Round 1, question 1. Your category is food and snark.
Oh, no.
According to Mark Twain, what vegetable is nothing but a cabbage with a college education?
We're locked in.
Okay, so Team JRM is locked in. Team JP, you can talk it out.
So, Peter, I was just saying, I mean, the only thing I can think of that looks or feels like a cabbage is iceberg lettuce but I don't think that's fancy, or maybe it used to be fancier than cabbage.
I mean, it could have been. The other type of lettuce I just mentioned was romaine, but it doesn't look the same as cabbage.
Doesn't look or feel like cabbage, right? Is there anything else you can think of that kind of wraps around itself the way those two do?
I can't think of anything that does. So, I mean, iceberg lettuce may be our best bet there.
I think that's probably what we got to go with. Let's say iceberg lettuce.
All right. Team JP says iceberg lettuce, and Team JRM, what do you got?
We all just immediately texted each other Brussels sprouts for no other reason than we think it's probably in the same family or related to cabbage. Wouldn't you guys agree? So, and nobody had any sort of connection to Twain on this. So, for nothing other than being related to cabbage, we said Brussels sprout.
All right. One team said iceberg lettuce. One team said Brussels sprouts. Unfortunately, hate to start out this way, but that's 10 points to Hufflepuff.
Whew.
Because it is another vegetable that comes in a head, and this is cauliflower.
I thought about cauliflower, but it doesn't look anything like cabbage. What's Twain talking about?
Didn't think it was the same family.
It may have to do with like the white part looking kind of like a brain or something like that. I don't know.
I really thought y'all had it because a Brussels sprout does look like a small cabbage. That was a really good answer.
I liked it, but all right, moving on. Round 1, question 2. Shake it off. Your category is animals.
Animal.
Because they each consume as many as 90% of the ticks that attach to them, opossums are said to help slow the spread of what illness first identified in 1975?
You want to lock it in?
Yeah, probably. There's only one that I can think of, but I don't think it's right.
Do you want to go ahead and share it with me just in case? Yeah, I like the first one better.
Yeah, I do too.
All right, we'll lock in.
All right, Jonathan, Peter locked in. Team JRM.
We settled on Lyme pretty quick. Well, no, I'm not going to say we settled on it, but we've discussed.
It kind of settles on you.
I didn't actually listen to the whole question or answer.
Rabies came up because they can't get rabies, but I think ticks and Lyme disease makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, deer ticks certainly spread Lyme, so we locked in. Or do you guys want to lock in with Lyme?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, locked in.
Okay. They said Lyme disease. Jonathan Peter.
Yeah, well, I started out sounding stupid because for some reason I was thinking mosquitoes and was like malaria. And then I was like, no, wait, that's the wrong animal.
Yeah, I think ticks carry Lyme disease, so that seemed like the logical answer. We said Lyme disease.
And Lyme disease is your correct answer. First identified in Lyme, Connecticut in 1975.
There we go.
All right. Round 1, question 3 in acronyms. And yes, actually acronyms and not initialisms. The APGAR score used to evaluate infants' health is an acronym meaning appearance, pulse, blank, activity, respiration. What does the G stand for? And no, this question has not been sponsored by McDonald's.
And what was the category name again?
Yeah, I think we can lock if you want to.
Yep.
We're locked.
Jonathan and Peter.
Well, right now, the only thing that we've said that's even possibly reasonable is freaking grimace. I mean, like, you could measure a grimace, like, you poke them and see how they react, and that's McDonald's, so it's not the worst possible answer, but it doesn't sound right.
But the only other thing we've thought of is growth, and that doesn't have anything to do with McDonald's.
Or infants. Like infants, I think you only get this test once, so it's not like they're giving it to you again and again and again.
Right. I'm just trying to think of G words.
Yeah, I was trying to think, too, the same thing. And then sponsored by McDonald's. Maybe a grin? Like their logo has a smile in it? Does it? Maybe? No. Arches?
What's G about arches, though? Like...
Arches.
Sole of your feet. Shoes.
Something with clowns.
You have about a minute left.
You had the Fry Guys. You had Birdie. You had Grimace. You had the Hamburglar. Big Mac. Quarter Pounder.
I can't think of any sandwiches that start.
What about wait. There's no weight in there. So you would absolutely, like, there's no size in there either. You would absolutely do like a size measurement or a weight measurement for an infant. So grams?
I mean, I don't know where that connects to McDonald's, but it could definitely be that.
I was thinking about it because a quarter pounder.
Well,
they want to burn
that's a little
quarter
baby.
Pounder. I think we could say weight.
I'm going to need an answer.
I think we could say weight and just hope the G in weight is where it is. I'm sure it's wrong, but that's
I'd rather just
answer.
I'd just say grimace just for the heck of it then.
All right, sure. We'll say grimace.
You locked in with that?
Yeah.
Okay. And Team JRM.
Well, I'm imagining a test where they give the baby a little poke and see if it grimaces. We said grimace.
Yeah.
Well, the APGAR score is actually a backronym because the scoring system was developed by Virginia APGAR in 1952. So they fit these words to fit the last name. And the G refers to the infant's reflex irritability, and that G stands for grimace.
Peter!
That's awesome.
Yeah, baby! How about it? That's crazy!
I thought there was no chance that was right, but
Same.
I didn't have a clue. I had to ask what grimace meant in relation to McDonald's.
It means your child is a big purple blob.
Yeah, the character hasn't been around a while, right?
Yeah,
I haven't.
Oh, he made a comeback. He just had a birthday.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and had like a purple shake.
Yeah, those shakes.
Oh, that's right, the purple shake. I just remember it from my childhood. So,
well, they tried to do that adult like Happy Meal like a year ago or something, and too many people ordered it
to come with whiskey. So what he said.
Yeah. There's a big trend in social media around taking the grimace shake, and then like they disappear for a frame and come back, and they're absolutely like purple stuff leaking from their face, splayed out in an alley somewhere. That was the whole. It was a big joke, like thinking about the McDonald's executive, like, yeah, the grimace shakes are really taking off. Well, whatever we're doing, keep it up. It's like, sir, here's what's happening. Oh no.
All right. At the end of round 1, we are tied up 20-20. Moving on to round 2. Round 2, question 1 is like a mock piece, really. Fittingly, what 1984 comedy is the only movie listed on IMDb whose rating is out of 11 rather than 10?
I got meows.
Oh,
Who said that?
Matt.
Matt, okay.
All right, you guys locked in?
Well, I want to confirm. I guess I should confirm with my team.
I trust you.
Me too.
I am extremely confident in that, Peter.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree completely.
Okay, we're locked in.
All right. So, well, you said you had meow meows. I don't think I heard a lock in. So yeah, go ahead and talk it out, Matt. You've got the meow meows.
I actually show this clip to I'm a music teacher. I think I forgot to say that earlier, but I show this clip to my students all the time of the director of the film speaking with one of the musicians from the group about his amps, and the amp goes to 11 instead of 10. And so I'm pretty sure that this is Spinal Tap.
All right, so this is Spinal Tap.
And so you guys agree we locked in? Yeah, we locked in already, right? Yeah.
Yep.
That's our answer.
Jonathan and Peter.
We also said this is Spinal Tap because it goes up to 11.
All right. Well, you've been smelling the glove and eating a shark sandwich because this is Spinal Tap is your correct answer. Nicely done.
I love the scene where they get the set of Stonehenge and it's all like knee high. That's my favorite thing.
Round 2, question 2 in literature.
Literature.
Published in 1871. The novella Lady Susan was the final work of what author who published only 4 novels prior to her death in 1817?
Okay, so
I will paste
just
that
to be
in the
clear,
chat.
this book was published in 1871, but the person died in 1817?
That is correct.
Okay.
You were told there would be no 1800s author questions? You've got 1 minute to go.
I think we're going to lock in.
So we've been saying a lot of things that we don't think are right. The Bronte sisters, Jane Austen, Dickinson. Time doesn't feel right. If they would died in 1817, they're writing about the colonial era or just right after. So anything referring to the Civil War or that kind of stuff would be right out. Peter, I just had the thought about when Mary Shelley was alive. She was either alive at the end of the like around 1800. Or around 1900. I think it's 1800.
Well, I don't think any of the other answers we've come up with have a chance of being right. So with Mary Shelley, yeah, I mean, Frankenstein was, I don't think that was 1900. I think that was much earlier. So I'd be willing to go Shelley.
Yeah. Do you know when Lord Byron was writing? Was he was late 1700s and early 1800s, right? Because they were
I think so.
Yeah, let's say Mary Shelley.
Okay.
All right. That's our answer.
They have locked in with Mary Shelley.
We didn't really have much, but we said early on the name Mary Shelley, and we all know Frankenstein. We don't really know any of her other books. So we locked in with Mary Shelley.
All right. Well, this is going to be another 10 points to Hufflepuff.
Oh.
Especially because the best known work by Mary Shelley, Frankenstein, was published in 1818. And one of the teams was talking about the right author in the chat, but you read something into the question that wasn't quite there. You said that the person had written more than 4 novels. Yes, this person did write more than 4 novels, but only 4 of them were published before her death because she published. People know about 6 novels, including Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that is Jane Austen.
I missed the last sentence.
Literally, the last thing I said was Austen isn't right either.
The last sentence makes a huge difference. The 4 novels prior to her death, we didn't think about it that way at all.
No, we didn't either.
Damn details.
And if we had, we could have gotten there because we knew that she has 6 well-known pieces of work. Dad gummit.
Yeah, you were there. I kept hoping you were going to come back around to it and say, for lack of anything better, Jane Austen.
No, but, did not.
We said it sounded English too.
And and she was. And yes, Louisa May Alcott is American, and Emily Dickinson was American, and Lord Byron was English.
I really hoped he was going with Lord Byron because the thing says her death.
Also true.
Please guess that.
No, I was only asking about Lord Byron because Shelley and Byron wrote together. They stayed, like when Krakatoa erupted, they were in the same place trapped for like a year together. So they were peers.
Well, if that was the case when Krakatoa erupted, that's 1883.
Oh.
Because that That was the thing I got wrong on.
I must be thinking of the wrong volcano then. There was a volcano that erupted that affected like the whole of England was black for.
Oh yeah, no, that the eruption of Krakatoa in 1883. That was absolutely it because it. And again, that was the question that I missed was because it turned the sky over Norway blood red. The fallout from the volcano, and that's why in Munch's The Scream that the background sky is red.
There's something wrong about that, though. Maybe my fact is just wrong, but I remember those two being connected, and Shelley died in 57.
But I think Shelley was one of the people when they had the writing competition where Mary Shelley came up with Frankenstein was, her husband, Percy Bysshe Shelley, and I think Byron was the other person at that soiree.
Yeah. I don't know what event I'm thinking of, though. It must not be Krakatoa based on the timing.
Okay. Round 2, question 3 is in sports. In 2004, which male tennis player was the last non-European to date to be ranked number 1 in the world?
All right, I think we should lock that in. I don't think I'm giving you anything better.
Yeah, I think we should lock it in as well.
I think we're leaning on Sampras. It feels like.
Yeah, I think we're leaning on Sampras. Andre Agassi came up, but we feel like that's a little earlier.
Yeah, no, I feel like they played against each other a lot, but I don't, like I said, I can just name a lot of tennis players. I don't really follow it.
Yeah, I don't really know the times everyone played.
I think we're flipping a coin between the two.
No, I'm good with that.
Nope.
Say Sampras.
Good enough for Pete.
They locked in with Pete Sampras, Jonathan and Peter.
Well, if it's Sampras, I'm going to be mad at myself because I know he was big in 2001, 2002 because I was a freshman in college and my roommate liked tennis, but I didn't really watch. But we ended up locking in with Roddick.
Yeah, Sampras was big in the 90s, and so he was one of the best players in the world for a long time, but I feel like this was after his era. As long as Roddick hit number 1 at some point, I would think that it was Roddick. So we will see.
Well, of the names that you guys bandied about, Andre Agassi was number 1 in the 90s. And he played until 2006, but was not that highly ranked back in 2004. And Pete Sampras retired in 2002. But this particular person was ranked number 1 for 13 weeks from November 2003 to February of 2004. And since 2006 has been married to the lovely Brooklyn Decker. This is Andy Roddick.
Good job.
Nice.
Good job.
That name.
Since 2004, the number one ranked players have been Swiss, Spanish, Serbian, British, Russian, and Spanish again. Nice job. So at the end of round 2, we have a little bit of separation. Jonathan and Peter have 40, and Joe, Riley, and Matt have 30. Moving on to round 3. Round 3, question 1 is in science.
Science.
Used in nuclear reactors, what is the more common name of deuterium oxide, which has the chemical formula D2O?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, no.
Team JRM is locked in. Jonathan and Peter.
Any idea, Peter?
No, I mean, I think of nuclear reactors. I'm just thinking plutonium or uranium, but that's not D2O.
I have a thought. I don't think my thought is smart, but it might be. You're a math guy. You might be able to figure it out here. I feel like, so deuterium is not an element, right?
Right.
Isn't deuterium like an isotope or an ion or something? And isn't it based on like carbon, like carbon, a carbon ion or isotope is deuterium, or a hydrogen isotope, or there? I feel like deuterium is an isotope of something.
I mean, it definitely could be. I just have no way of getting to what this answer is.
What about this more common name? Isn't there something they call cake when it comes to...
Yeah, it's got to do with absorbing the stuff, I believe.
Maybe it's that. That's a common name.
I don't think cake is the name they would want, though, because I think this is it's more specific than that. I could be completely wrong, but I think it's more specific than that.
Well, it does say the more common name, and we know that deuterium oxide is not an element. So, like, rust is the common name of a chemical compound, right? So it's going to be something that's simplistic in a way.
I mean, if we don't have anything better, we could go with that, because I can't think of anything else. I mean, the like I said, the only thing I'm thinking of is plutonium or uranium. Both those are
they're their own
elements.
thing.
Yeah, I guess cake's probably the best we have to go with.
I mean, as long as you feel like you think that is a word that is used in terms of reactors, I think it is.
It definitely is a word that's used in reactors. I can't explain exactly what it is, but you're correct that it's something used there.
All right, let's give it a try.
Sure.
Let's have some cake.
All right, they said cake. Team JRM, what do you got?
Yeah, so deuterium is an isotope of hydrogen. You add a neutron to the hydrogen.
I feel good about that.
If you replace the hydrogen with deuterium, you get D2O. H2O is water, D2O a little bit heavier. It's called a heavy, so we said heavy water.
Heavy water.
And your correct answer, you took all my flavor text. That is correct. Heavy water is the answer.
Really good job, y'all.
Nice. All right, round 3, question 2 in Make Slartabart Fast Proud.
By the way, that was a really good question. The D2O part of that, having the H2, there was enough there to get us there. That was a really well-written question.
Thank you. So round 3, question 2, Make Slartabart Fast Proud. Though they are more commonly associated with Scandinavia, the United States has fjords too. Alaska has a bunch, but there are 2 other states that also have true fjords. Name either. And for a 2-point bonus, name both.
Oh, boy.
And just for reference, you don't need to give me, you don't have to identify one as your main answer and one as your bonus.
All right, well, let's lock those in. If we're wrong, then that's on me.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, really not sure. Yeah, if we could stick with Maine, and that was the first thing we said.
Nope. Just give me 2 answers and I'll take them as they come.
So I don't know, maybe Maine and Michigan or Wisconsin or Illinois or one of those Great Lakes states. I don't know. What's the state with all the lakes?
Yeah.
Everything. Those darts look good to me.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right. So you said Maine and Michigan. Jonathan, Peter.
So I pushed us in a certain direction. The fjords are Norway, which is the westernmost side, and it's open to the sea, right? These are craggy inlets that are open to the sea. So I pushed us away from the Great Lakes. And I kind of stuck on the idea that if Alaskas are called fjords, the same events in world creation affected Alaska, the coast of Canada, and then on down into Washington and Oregon. So we went with Washington and Oregon with that logic.
All right. They said Washington and Oregon. Well, I will say this. While I was researching this question, I came across a word I'd never heard before, and that is a fjord. Fjard, which is like a fjord, but a little shallower. The Somes River or Somes Sound in Maine is a fjord. It is not a fjord. It is a smaller, shallower body. But the 2 states that do have fjords in the United States are the Hudson River Fjord in New York and both Hood Canal and Puget Sound in Washington.
Hey, we got one!
Yeah.
10 points to Team JP.
And I need to learn. It's funny that this came up because literally Sarah and I went to see the Frozen musical on the Broadway tour last night. And we got into a conversation this morning about what exactly a fjord is, but neither one of us took the time to look it up. And I didn't know a river could create a fjord. I have no idea.
Round 3, question 3, and your category is Boombox Backstories. Rock band The Smithereens had the biggest hit of their career with A Girl Like You. The song was originally commissioned for what 1989 romantic dramedy, but was cut because the producers believed the song revealed too much of the story.
We'll lock it in.
All right, Team JRM is locked in.
That's a really good thought. Peter, that was John Cusack. Is that high fidelity?
Yeah, I think it's Say Anything.
Say Anything.
The only other dramedy.
Say Anything is the movie with the boom
romantic dramedies I was thinking of would have been from that time period, would have been Heathers, but I don't think it's that. So Say Anything, I think, was the one I was thinking of.
I like that. If Boombox is a clue, that would be a big one, and it's the right time period.
Yeah, I say we should lock in with that.
All right, we'll say anything.
All right, Team JP says Say Anything. Team JRM, what do you got?
Yeah, we were just thinking we might have locked in too quickly after asking for the category again. I don't know if that tipped you off or not, but yeah, we locked in with.
No, we were heading in that direction.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So yeah, we locked in with Say Anything.
Okay.
Once I asked for the category title, and we picked up on the Joe said fits the boombox clue, so that's what we said. Say Anything.
Well, the first line of the chorus of A Girl Like You says, "I'll say anything you want to hear." The movie is Say Anything. Great job.
Well done. Good work, everybody.
All right. And so at the end of round 3, Team Jonathan and Peter have a slight lead. It is 60-50.
Ooh, good
So
game.
we go into the midpoint. And your midpoint category is, what are you afraid of? Baptist Health has compiled a list of the 10 most common phobias worldwide. For 4 points each, name the top 5. And you don't have to give me the name of the phobia, just what people have a fear of.
I want to ask a question out loud for both teams to hear. David, for your list, anything animal related, should we just say animals, or does it need to be specific?
No, you need to be more specific than that.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You're putting together a good list of 10. I need you to be more confident in 5.
I just want to point something out, just that this is a worldwide survey, not just North America or US. All right, I'm going to need you to come around to some answers.
All right, we're going to lock in.
All right, they are locked in.
Man, there's just so many good ones to choose from. So claustrophobic or claustrophobia, a lock, close spaces.
Yes.
Agoraphobia or outside places or being around people. A lock. Heights is a lock.
Yep.
Clowns.
I think it's a common one. Yeah.
Is it? Okay. And then I guess spiders after that would be the 5th one. We can.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we got claustrophobia, agoraphobia, heights, clowns, and arachnophobia.
Okay.
We might all just be projecting.
That's right. That's so many. I just love
that in your chat. You say, I like spiders.
Right.
Oh, okay.
As the answer, as we like spiders. Yeah. I like the fear of spiders. Yeah.
Peter, you kind of took the lead on this one. Why don't you tell them what we were thinking?
Okay, so the first 2 I thought of were spiders and snakes. I think I've heard somewhere that snakes is one of the top things that people are always scared of. And we both thought death and public speaking. I think I've heard people fear public speaking more than death.
That's a good one.
So we went with those 4, and then we threw around a few other things like enclosed spaces, dark, needles, but we eventually went with heights as our 5th one.
All right. So the top 10 going from the bottom are social situations, called social phobia, germs and dirt, or mystophobia. Open spaces is number 8. That's agoraphobia. Thunder and lightning, or astrophobia, is number 7.
Interesting. Very frightening.
Needles and injections are number 6. That's trypanophobia. And then number 5, which nobody said, is cynophobia, or the fear of dogs.
Oh, wow.
I mean, a lot of dogs everywhere.
Yeah.
Number 4 is ophidiophobia, the fear of snakes.
Good job,
Number
Peter.
3, arachnophobia, the fear of spiders.
Good job, buddy.
Number 2, aerophobia, the fear of flying.
Oh.
And number 1 is acrophobia, the fear of heights. So it looks like Team JRM got 2, Team JP got 3. So after the midpoint, we have a score of 72-58.
I do not understand how it is possible for death not to be the number 1 fear.
Both
I'm
death
not
and public
disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing.
Both death and public speaking tend to be more Western things. Like Americans tend to be more afraid of those things than people like in Eastern cultures.
Do you think, though, speaking specifically about death, do you think the people in the East are like, no, it's not afraid of death, that's fine. I'm way afraid of being I'm afraid of flying But I'm not afraid of dying. Bull beep. You're afraid of dying in the plane. You're afraid of spiders because they might kill you. Sorry.
That's okay.
All right, guys, that is the end of the first half. And before we go on to the second half, I want to let you know that today's show is sponsored by BetterHelp. You know, they told me they wanted me to ask you how the year has gone so far. You know, it's almost June, and 2024 seems like it's just flying through. It was just the other day that we were making New Year's resolutions, and now we're near the middle of the year. And so it does lead you to think about how things are going. How has the year been? And are there things that we need to stop doing? Are there things that we need to start doing? Have we done the things that we said we would? Now is the time to kind of take stock of that. I know for me, it's been a very, very busy year. I got engaged. I bought a house. We're moving in soon. Sebastian just graduated 5th grade. So many things going on, and it's important to take a minute and to breathe and to talk through some things and figure out what I want from the rest of the year. And I've been trying to do that, and I encourage you to do that too. BetterHelp can help to connect you with somebody who would be perfect for you to talk to. As you guys know, BetterHelp is a therapy service that you engage with online, and it is tremendous. I've had great success with BetterHelp. I've worked through a lot of things for myself, and it has helped me to become the person I am right now. So I feel warmly towards them, and I bet that you will too. If you want to take stock of this year and make some adjustments and see about fixing some things or working through some things that have been holding you back, now might be the time to do it. It's totally online. It's designed to be convenient. It's flexible. You can work it with your schedule, so timing is not a problem. You just do a questionnaire, match up with a therapist, and get this thing going. You can take a moment now to get started. Go to betterhelp.com/TWA today, and you can get 10% off of your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TWA. I encourage you to give it a try. All right, let's get on with the second half of today's game.
Moving on to round 4, the Rob Warman round. Round 4, question 1 in Make Way for Ducklings. The act of placing a small rubber duck on the hood of someone else's car is a current trend among owners of what make of automobile?
Yeah, we can lock in.
Okay. Team JRM is locked in. Team JP?
I can't think of any type of car that would be associated with it. I think of Rubber Duck. I think of was it Ernie that sang that song, Rubber Ducky, You're the One, or something?
Rubber Ducky, you're the one. Yeah, I mean, could be anything, right? I don't know that we have a reason what a duck symbolizes. I think of Dory, like just keep swimming, because they got their little. Actually, they said the thought of a duck is you want to be like a duck. You're paddling furiously underneath the water, but up on top you're calm and nobody knows, right?
It's like a car that looks like it's not much, but is on the engine. I don't know.
And this is, just to be clear, this is a make and not a model. So makes are things like Ford, Chevy, Tesla, Peugeot. I mean, I
feel like some of the fancier makes would not want to put anything on their car.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was Tesla.
Yeah.
It's a newer model.
That would be the one
thing
that would be newest. And it wouldn't, there's not too many of them. Because if you're going to be like Ford, like there'd be like, 500 Fords in the parking lot. So Tesla might be the best way to go there.
So here's another idea, just on the nautical theme. Maserati's logo is a trident. So there's that. I don't know if that makes it any better.
I mean, we could go with that. There are definitely not a whole ton of them. If I had to choose between the two, I'd probably lean towards Tesla, but I have no real thunder either way on it.
I'm with you. I was just throwing it out as a possible option. I'm fine with Tesla.
Yeah, let's go with that.
All right.
Locked in?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so they've locked in with Tesla. Team JRM, what do you got?
So yeah, if you live in Ohio, you can't drive 5 minutes without seeing a Jeep with tons of rubber ducks sitting on the dash. If you see a Jeep that you like and you're a Jeep owner, I guess you're supposed to like walk over and stick a rubber duck on it to let the people know that you like their Jeep.
What?
And
Yeah.
they said Jeep. Rob sent me the article that talks about this trend, and there was a woman who had like a traumatic experience in a store. She came out, she saw a car that was exactly like hers, and she just needed to, make all right with the world, and she left a rubber duck on the hood, and it was a Jeep Wrangler. This trend is called Duck Duck Jeep. Jeep is the correct answer. Nicely done.
I have questions.
I've got answers.
It's crazy.
My first and most important question. Who's walking around with rubber ducks?
Jeep owners. Jeep owners.
Jeep
They got like
owners,
backpacks of them.
What?
He's about to pull one out.
Here you go. I'm serious. This rubber duck is on my desk because it's happened to me.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And I've gotten some. Yeah.
What makes your Jeep stand out? Anything special, or just they do it with anybody's Jeep?
It's literally anybody's Jeep.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
It
right.
started with Wranglers and it's spread to all Jeep models.
Okay. I could see like you see somebody who you're interested in and you write your phone number on the bottom of a rubber duck. And
People probably do that too.
I could see that. Like it lets them know that you're a fellow Jeep owner.
Big rubber ducky's really bringing in the money right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A lot of times they'll have a little tag attached to them with a hashtag or a, to
I don't know how some of
follow
these,
them. Yeah.
I don't know how some of the people even drive, because it's just all you see are just a sea of ducks on their.
Yeah. It can be distracting. I mean, so many ducks across their dashboard.
Oh, it's crazy. Like you'll see like 50 of them.
Yeah.
They slam on the brakes and the ducks go flying everywhere.
Yeah.
But only if you're heading south, because then they can fly.
we're not driving, we're migrating.
Round one, round 4, question 2 in the Rob Warman round. We're in the money. Since late 2022, the Caribbean island of Anguilla, population 16,000, has seen additional income to the tune of millions of dollars per month, thanks to what business venture? They've done a better job managing it than a certain Pacific island country has.
What was that category name?
We're in the money.
We're locking in.
Yep,
we're locked in.
Okay. Team JRM is locked in. Jonathan, Peter.
I'm going to ask you about specificity here. Or we can just give an answer and make him tell us to be more specific. And if he doesn't, then we could just be wrong or right. So that's probably the right way to do it. So Peter, before we ask him, do you want to say website domain sales, website domain suffix sales?
That seems to be the only thing we have. I just thought when you mentioned the population thing, since they're so small, maybe it's like an Airbnb for tourism or something. But I don't know if that would. I mean, I have no idea. There's just a shot in the dark when you mentioned the population being small.
That's another really good answer. That's a good thought, actually. I don't know why. The only problem that I have with that is why a certain Pacific island country.
Right.
Because there's lots of Pacific island countries. Why call it out, right?
Right.
They have tasty chicken.
So we could go with the internet domain.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine.
Tuvalu is .tv. That's a Pacific island country. So
Right.
I don't know what .an or .ll or .g. I don't know what it could be, but it seems like that's where the Pacific island clue is leading me.
Yeah, I know the Tuvalu thing with the .tv, but it also seems to say they managed it poorly, and I didn't think they managed it poorly.
Well, they haven't seemed to make a lot of money off of it, but I don't know.
Right. So then why would Anguilla be doing it better than Tuvalu?
I don't know.
I need an answer.
Let's just go with the website domain thing then.
All right. We're going to say they sell website domains.
All right. Team JRM, what do you got?
Yeah. We went straight to web domains. I think Joe might have said something about .ai. So that kind of led us there to the selling the web domain, especially in 2022, where it's like really prevalent now. So that's what we locked in with.
Both teams said website domains or some variation thereof, and the correct answer is leasing of the national internet domain, which is .ai. Good job, both teams.
Yeah, Jonathan.
Good job.
Man. Whew.
All right, round 4, question 3, the last of the Rob Warman questions.
Thank you, Rob.
Is in the program. Used to illustrate a language's basic syntax, What is the friendly sounding 2-word name for a simple computer program utilizing a small piece of code, often the first written by a student of a new programming language?
Rob, why you got to be so hard, man? Yeah, I don't want to waste time on it. I don't know it either. I think that's as good a guess as I'm going to come up with. So let's lock that in.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and lock that in.
All right, we'll lock.
All right. Jonathan and Peter locked in.
What was the category title again?
The program.
The program. Okay.
So we said Rosetta Stone. Now I'm seeing the friendly sounding, so I'm not sure if that really fits that clue.
Yeah, I went with the language bit about it, the Rosetta Stone program, and I guess the history of the Rosetta Stone, and I guess I don't know. I got nothing else.
I brought up pseudocode, but that's not an actual pseudocode is not an actual use of a syntax.
Pseudocode does not sound friendly at all.
No, right.
Yeah.
You don't know.
It's like buddy code.
Is it buddy? Something pal.
The friendly helper or your buddy helper or my little buddy. That's 3 words.
My buddy, my buddy.
Let's not get into Kid Sister. Yeah, if you guys got anything better, go for it. I don't.
About a minute.
But I think Rosetta Stone is an actual language learning program. So I
think we're dealing with computer languages here, right?
Yeah.
Computer programming.
It's like
C+, Java, Python.
Ooh, Python's friendly. There we go. Python.
Yeah. That was
have this biscuit.
Well, it was actually named after Monty Python.
Oh, even better. There we go.
But this is dealing with any computer language.
Damn you, Rob.
Play date.
I need an answer, guys.
I don't think we're gonna get there.
The best thing I guess we're gonna come up with is pseudocode.
All right. They said pseudocode. Jonathan and Peter, what do you got?
So the way the question's worded, it sounds like this is just the name of the simple code that a person is first using when they do it. So it's not the type of code it is, it's the name of the program. We don't know the right answer, but we put hello screen because a hello screen is a very simple code. It says hello, so it's friendly, and it's 2 words. That was the best we had.
Like welcome screen.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, this is another 10 points to Hufflepuff or whatever house Rob is a member of. Jonathan and Peter were close.
Is it Hello World?
It is Hello World.
Oh, no.
I didn't know.
Dates back to 1972.
Yeah.
And when you mentioned C+, I thought you were going to get there because that's where it originated as there's a manual on C that talks about the Hello World program. All right. So at the end of the Rob Warman round, it's a close game. Jonathan and Peter have 82 and Team JRM has 78.
Golly, we were so close, Peter.
Yeah. For having no idea, for you to get within 1 word.
As soon as you said hello screen, I knew it. I was like, it's Hello World. Gosh darn it. Good job.
Round 5. Question 1 is in Vegas, baby. What Las Vegas hotel casino has a bar called the Apostrophe as a subtle reminder to visitors that the name of the hotel does not have one?
I like that one.
Yeah, I think that's the one that makes the most sense. Makes any sense, actually.
Yeah, right. We're going to lock in.
Yeah. All right. Jonathan and Peter are locked in.
We're settling on Caesars. We're just trying to think of any other options that could make sense.
Yeah, two of us were there recently, and we're just struggling.
I've been there several times, just not in the last several years.
I even walked through Caesar's Palace. I don't remember if it has an apostrophe.
We got
Bally's.
We got Bally's. I don't know if Bally's is in Vegas. I remember AC having one, but I don't remember seeing one in Vegas.
I think there might be one. I feel like I've seen one there, but I was like, again, that was also a long time ago.
But I feel like Bally's does have the apostrophe, but I could be wrong. I'm trying to picture Caesar's big, bold, garish logo,
and Caesars has the sports book app now, right? So
don't they all though? Like there's BetMGM and all that.
He's the answer. So
Caesars.
Yeah. Caesars.
You locked in with Caesars?
Yes.
Okay. Jonathan and Peter.
We ended up in the same place. I was naming a bunch of casinos and looking for one that looked like it needed an apostrophe. We ended up finding Caesar's Palace, not Caesar's Palace. So we said Caesar's Palace.
Both teams said Caesar's Palace, and both teams are correct.
Nice.
Caesar's Palace.
Good job, Jonathan.
Oh my God.
Round 5, question 2 is David Rasputin's a hit. This is going beyond murdering or destroying. This is shooting, poisoning, and drowning a hit. So, name this 2005 hit, which reached number 8 on the Billboard charts and was the band's first top 10 single from the following lyrics. Lie in the grass next to the mausoleum. I'm just a notch in your bedpost, but you're just a line in a song.
Meow meow.
I will paste that and I'll read the lyrics. So name this hit, which reached number 8 on the Billboard charts and was the band's first top 10 single from the following lyrics. Lie in the grass next to the mausoleum. I'm just a notch in your bedpost, but you're just a line in a song.
We're locked in, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. They are locked in.
This sounds... What do you think, Peter? Anything?
Nothing's coming ahead. They said it was their first top 10 single in 2005. I mean, that's around the time I was still, into music somewhat, but I can't think of anyone that just...
Does it sound like Panic at the Disco to you? Because it kind of has a Panic at the Disco vibe for me.
So, didn't Panic at the Disco have some hits before 2005, though, that would have been in the top 10?
I don't know. If they did, you have to tell me.
Somebody told me. Wasn't that Panic at the Disco?
Yeah, I don't know when that came out.
I thought it came out before 2005.
Somebody told me it wasn't Panic at the Disco, though.
Am I getting that? Or not somebody told me. The closing the beep, beep door, no.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
no,
I thought that
that's
was before
fine.
2005.
Feels rock alternative to me.
Right.
Goth, like emo. It feels emo to me.
Yeah, I think emo around that time. I think Evanescence, but they definitely had bigger hits before 2005.
Yeah, that's too late for that.
I mean, we could go Panic at the Disco. I
don't have confidence in that.
Just remember, I'm asking for the title of the song.
Oh,
but you gotta get a title of the band first.
I just didn't want you to go chasing a band name, and that's not what I'm asking for.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
That was definitely before 2005.
It's not My Chemical Romance, I don't think. The Mausoleum sticks out. Like, I feel like I've heard a song with Mausoleum in it.
I don't have a song.
You have 1 minute.
What about Paramore?
They definitely would fit the time period and the kind of emo style. I don't know what the song is, though.
That's a good point. Oh, that's a good point. We could just say Crush. That's a that's a Paramore song.
I'm good with saying
and that's
that.
time.
Crush, Crush, Crush by Paramore.
Sure.
All right, they said Crush, Crush, Crush by Paramore. Joe, Riley, and Matt, you had Meow Meows.
Yeah. As soon as the notch in your bedpost line, I mean, the murder's a hit thing always. I never get them right, but as soon as I heard that line, I knew it. And it's we're going down in an earlier round, and sugar, we're going down swinging from Fall Out Boy. And in trivia, it's always Fall Out Boy.
I don't know if you've ever been to one of my trivia shows, but I have actually cautioned my players.
I stole that from you, David.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah,
it's
that's
always
exactly
Fall Out Boy.
If I tell my players, if I'm asking for a band and you have no idea at all, yes, Fall Out Boy, because it's probably right. And in this case, it absolutely is. That is Sugar, We're Going Down. Nice job. That was the song that got me into Fall Out Boy in the first.
I mean, we were right there, Peter.
You were dancing around it. You were in the right ballpark, most certainly.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard the song, but I wasn't going to recognize that line at all.
Nope, me neither.
Jonathan even said Fall Out Boy at one point. I was like, no, go away.
Yeah, no, I just don't.
I typed in the chat. I was like, oh shit, he took the headphones off.
I don't know the
Warning,
lyrics.
Jonathan ahead.
That's never a good sign. It's like, no, put it back on.
All right. Round 5, question 3 in Must Be Hard Work. In 1975, British model Peter Hinwood played the title role in what movie musical, even though he had almost no dialogue, and his singing voice was dubbed by Australian singer Trevor White.
Can we have the real question now? What was the category name?
Must Be Hard Work.
Yeah, that didn't help.
Got about a minute. Wait.
Yeah, let's just go with that, Jonathan.
All right, we'll lock in.
All right, they're locked in. Joe, Riley, and Matt, what do you got?
Not much.
Bag.
We have words.
No, I
They
mean,
don't make any sense, but we have one.
we first came up with Mary Poppins. Didn't think that quite fit the clue very well.
A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine.
Yeah. Fiddler on the Roof came up. I'm embarrassed to say I've conducted a pit for Fiddler on the Roof, and I couldn't tell you if a character is actually the Fiddler on the Roof, other than it just being the name of the musical.
Like a mosh pit?
I'll just
the pit orchestra. Yeah, the pit orchestra. I mean, it was full of high schoolers, so you're probably not too far off.
I've never seen Mary Poppins or Fiddler on the Roof, so
me neither.
Musicals.
Highly recommend Fiddler on the Roof. It is tremendous.
Is it a musical?
Yeah,
it is not for me.
Other movie musicals. Oliver, the King and I, but we know that was not Peter Hinwood. Although it is the King and I.
Perfect.
There's two title characters there. Do you want to go with that?
That sounds super smart. Let's go with that.
With no other reason than the fact that there's two title characters, we're going to say the King and I. But the I is the I's. No, it doesn't. I don't think it fits. But yeah, with no zero confidence, the King and I.
So Peter, we went back and forth for a while. We didn't have a good set of information either here. This is not. I like movie musicals, but the 70s is kind of not my jam. Now that I'm thinking about it, we could have gone in the direction of like Jesus Christ Superstar, Godspell. They both had movies in the 70s. We ended up going with Tommy. I think there was a movie. It's based on the musical Tommy on Broadway by The Who, and Tommy was a blind, deaf, dumb boy or something like that, so he wouldn't have had to sing a lot. So I was going in that direction. We guessed Tommy.
Oh, shoot. It could have been Pinball Wizard. I just thought of that.
Tommy is the Pinball Wizard.
Right, but is that the name of it?
That's called Tommy.
Oh, okay.
So another 10 points to Hufflepuff.
No.
Oh, I thought you had it there, John. Tommy. That was a great answer.
And you said based on The Who, and I thought the Aussie singer was maybe like a rock and roll singer. So I was like, oh gosh, they got it.
Just the subject of Tommy, it's the other way around. The Broadway musical was based on the movie.
Right.
But in this case, the two hints there were must be hard work. And this question almost made me change the story that I told at the beginning of the show, because he'll do press-ups, chin-ups, do the snatch, clean and jerk. He thinks dynamic tension must be hard work. We are referring to Rocky Horror of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, my.
So wait, hold on, though. Hold on. Okay, so please educate me a little bit, all right? So I did think of Rocky Horror Picture Show, but I would consider the lead, the title...
I said nothing about the lead.
Yeah. So who is Rocky?
Role.
Who is Rocky Horror?
Rocky is the creation. The guy that
the Frankenstein thing?
Rocky Horror.
Okay.
Yeah, is Rocky Horror.
I got you. Yeah, that's where I got lost. I thought about Rocky Horror. I thought about, okay, well, there's the guy, there's the lady, there's Frankenfurter. It's none of them. Moving on. I got lost in it. I didn't know.
All right. And so at the end of round 5, we've had a lead change. Joe, Riley, and Matt have 98, and Jonathan and Peter have 92.
No, stop.
Round 6. Question 1 in Let's Get Down to Cases. Debuting in 1949, what TV and movie character has the middle name Ethelbert? And I will paste that in the chat.
What was the category name?
Let's Get Down to Cases. 1 minute to go.
All right, we're locked in.
Okay.
All right.
We got to Wile E. Coyote. I think Matt brought that up, which, if nothing else, sounds fun.
There's an E.
So I think
we couldn't get the clue to the category did fit, but
we're going to come up with anything better than Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, let's. Right. Joe, you got anything better?
Wile E. Coyote.
Oh, Wile E. Coyote.
Okay.
I mean, there is an E in the middle name. that could be it. I hope it's not.
That's.
We used the idea of cases being like a legal thing, and went with Perry Mason.
Well,
we don't know what it is.
Said Wile E. Coyote. The other said Perry Mason. This character debuted in a 1949 animated short called The Fast and the Furious. That is Wile E. Coyote.
Let's go.
Nice. I said Perry Mason, but Perry E didn't sound right to me.
And
what's
let's
the
get down to
clue
cases
there?
is something that he says to Bugs when he says, I'm going to eat you. Let's get down to cases.
He says he has a voice.
Wile E. Coyote? Yes, he does.
What are you talking about? He holds up a sign that says, uh-oh. He doesn't talk.
Not in 1949.
He talks quite a bit. And he does appear in film. He's in Who Framed Roger Rabbit and a few others.
Are we talking about the same Wile E. Coyote? Because Wile E. Coyote isn't even a Bugs Bunny guy. He's a Roadrunner dude.
He interacts with Bugs Bunny, too. He's in Bugs Bunny shorts, too.
Get out of here. I've never heard him talk.
You were deprived in your childhood.
Something to add to your list of things to look up.
All right, round 6, question 2. In winter, spring, summer, and fall, what number 1 song from 1976 originally celebrated the end of Prohibition until a lyric change updated the song's time frame by 30 years?
Category name?
Winter, spring, summer, and fall. We've got 1 minute.
All right, you want to lock that in, Peter?
Yeah, let's just lock it in.
Okay, we'll lock it in.
And I need an answer.
Is that just called September?
But you're talking about Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Oh, that's Earth, Wind, and Fire, not even 4 seasons.
Yeah. Well, we got nothing, so
September
we'll
works.
All right, September. You're locked in with September. Jonathan and Peter.
So you gave the 4 seasons, and there's a band called the 4 Seasons, Frankie Valli, and they did a song called Oh What a Night. And it's like late December, September, late December back in 63, something like that. So there's a date in it. It has 4 seasons. Sylvester we said Oh What a Night.
Well, the song was originally called December 5th, 1933, celebrating the end of Prohibition. They liked the groove, but thought the lyrics were kind of silly, so they changed the lyrics, updated it 30 years to late December back in 63. Oh, what a night.
Yeah.
Is your correct answer.
Yeah.
Nice job, Jonathan.
We just couldn't get to any 4 Seasons songs.
Yeah. Yeah. 4 Seasons came up, but yeah, name a song.
Yeah.
Round 6, question 3, last question before the gauntlet is in symbols. Also known as a tetraskelion in Greek, what symbol gets its name, somewhat ironically, from the Hindu word for well-being?
Oh, I think we should go with it.
Yeah, I'd be good with locking that in.
Go for it.
Go ahead, Matt. I think you came up with the first guess.
No, Joe said it.
Oh, did Joe say it?
Well,
Joe said it.
Trying to think of a symbol that has 4 parts from the tetra and might be ironic to be associated with well-being, and came to the swastika. Don't love giving that answer, but if that's what we want to go with.
Oh, geez. I hate that answer.
I know.
I'm trying to think of like the symbol for like radiation or any other sort of warning symbols. Any symbols for danger?
Like the biohazard symbol?
The biohazard symbol is like the 4, right? The 4 little curved things, right?
Is it 4?
I don't know. Maybe it's 5. Maybe biohazard.
Well, that's not a...
I don't swastika. Oh God, I can't believe I'm about to say this.
That wouldn't be from a Hindu word.
True. And with the Hindu, it does feel more Hindu.
I do think it's like a symbol of peace in Buddhism.
Yeah, I think like turned a certain way, it's like a different. Yeah. All right. Yeah, swastika.
All right.
Locked in.
You're locked in?
Yes.
Yeah. When we were thinking about it, I thought of that too, but it took me a while to say it because I didn't want it to be the answer. But I eventually suggested swastika, and Jonathan kind of agreed, so we went with that.
Yeah, it is traditionally a symbol of peace and means well-being in Hindu, but that is the swastika.
All right.
Really
so
good job,
got that right. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, everybody got to
good
the
job
part
parsing
about
everything.
4, so that was really, really good.
All right. At the end of regulation, Team JRM has a slight lead. It is 118 to 112.
Oh, man.
And your category for the gauntlet is, we shall call it the Alan Parsons Project.
We don't have a lead because of Wile E. Coyote, dude.
Oh, God.
I think we should lock that wager in, Peter.
I agree.
All right, our wager's locked in.
Yeah, we're locked in.
Question number 1 in your gauntlet of we shall call it the Alan Parsons Project. In 1964, Mattel introduced the Alan doll as a friend of Ken's who could also wear Ken's clothes. Though in the Barbie film, Alan doesn't have much interaction with any of the female characters, In Mattel lore, he actually marries and has twins with which female character?
Yeah, the same boat. Same boat. You want to lock in?
Yeah, let's lock that in.
All right, we're locked in, baby.
All right, they're locked in, Team JRM.
Nothing. That's what we got.
Yeah, nothing.
We have no idea.
You logging that in?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Question 2, and we shall call it the Alan Parsons Project. This one time, Jim Parsons headlined a Netflix remake of what 1970 film with the original cast of the landmark off-Broadway play about 7 gay friends and an unexpected party guest, reckoning with unspoken feelings and buried truths. And again, I'll post that.
This is it. That answer hits close to home for me,
Oh, that's good too. Yeah.
Want to lock in with that?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
All right.
Good
Team
job.
JRM is locked in.
All right, we're going to lock in.
Okay. And question number 3, and we shall call it the Alan Parsons Project. The Alan Parsons Project released its debut album, Tales of Mystery and Imagination, in 1976, with founding member Eric Wolfson releasing more Tales of Mystery and Imagination in 2003. And even though all the band's members were British, both discs were inspired by the life and work of What American?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
All right, we're going to lock in.
They are locked in. JRM?
Locked in.
Okay.
You're locked in.
And we'll go back through and get your answers. Question 1, in 1964, Mattel introduced the Alan doll as a friend of Ken's who could also wear Ken's clothes. Though in the Barbie film, Alan doesn't have much interaction with any of the female characters. In Mattel lore, he actually marries and has twins with which female character? Jonathan and Peter.
Peter?
Yeah, we both kind of said we didn't know there was another one. I think you suggested Skipper.
Yeah, we know
So that's what
Skipper
we
is
went
like Barbie's sister, so
Mhm.
that's the only other female I could name.
Okay. And Team JRM?
We said Michelle.
All right.
Because we couldn't come up with anything else.
Question 2 in your gauntlet. This one time, Jim Parsons headlined a Netflix remake of what 1970 film, the original cast of the landmark off-Broadway play about 7 gay friends and an unexpected party guest reckoning with unspoken feelings and buried truths. Joe Riley and Matt.
So from the this one time clue, we kind of just went with American Pie and said band camp.
All right. And Jonathan and Peter.
Yeah, exact same logic. Had no idea what the movie was, but what I sent Jonathan was that one time makes me think about band camp. So we said band camp.
All right. Your third question in the gauntlet. The Alan Parsons Project released its debut album, Tales of Mystery and Imagination, in 1976, with founding member Eric Wolfson releasing more Tales of Mystery and Imagination in 2003. And even though all the band's members were British, both discs were inspired by the life and work of What American? Jonathan and Peter.
So I pushed for this one. Thought about the American author who was the first real mystery novelist and went with Edgar Allan Poe.
That's really good.
Edgar Allan Parsons Poe. Hey, Allan is in there too. I mean, maybe that gives us something.
That's really good. Just picturing their album covers in my head now.
Joe Riley and Matt.
The title made me think of Twilight Zone. Riley said that the album was experimental, so we said Rod Serling hosted the Twilight Zone.
Okay, let's go back through. I'm going to start with question number 2, which at least you guys had the same answer to. Jim Parsons headlined a Netflix remake of what 1970 film. The play that this is based on was a groundbreaking part of the gay rights movement and is often said to have inspired the Stonewall riots in 1969. And you both picked up on the band part of the clue, but took it a little farther than I was hoping. The play and the movie are both called The Boys in the Band. The Boys in the Band.
Okay.
And,
if I had known that, I would have answered that.
Yeah, right.
Question number 1, in 1964, Mattel introduced the Alan doll, and he doesn't interact much with the women in the movies, but he actually marries and has twins with which female character? If you've seen the movie, there is a character that is pregnant in the film, and which makes it kind of weird because technically she should be pregnant with Alan's babies. That is Midge.
Oh,
Midge.
there was a Midge, wasn't it?
Mid-shell. It was close. Started with an M.
Jonathan, you should have played with more Barbies than just Skipper.
Yeah, you're right.
And lastly, the Alan Parsons Project released its debut album, Tales of Mystery and Imagination, and then more Tales of Mystery and Imagination. Both discs were inspired by the life and work of What American. The first disc contains songs called The Fall of the House of Usher, A Dream Within a Dream, The Raven, that is Edgar Allan Poe.
We got one.
We got one.
We got one.
We should win the game because we got one of those questions right. I feel like we're the winners.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Don't know yet.
You can win the final.
You did get one of them, but neither team got the full gauntlet right, so this will come down to wagers. Jonathan and Peter, what did you wager?
Is your logic, Peter?
I did not feel confident about the category, so I thought we should go small. I said they could go 5 safely. So on the off chance we both get it right, why don't we lock in 12? So we wagered 12.
All right. And Joe, Riley, and Matt.
So
We go ahead, Riley.
like my last game, I said I don't care how we bet the imaginary points, and they both said 0 because the game's played pretty tough.
It's been a tough game.
And so the Alan Parsons Project thing came up, and I think they both said who. So
Exactly.
Heathens.
We bet 0.
Yeah.
Smart move.
All right. Well, with a bet of 0, proving that champions bet 0, your winners today with a score of 118 to 100, Joe, Riley, and Matt. Congratulations.
Right. Good game, guys.
Good game, everyone. Good game.
Good game.
It was a challenging
Good game, everybody.
There were some really great questions in there, David.
Yes.
That was that.
Yeah,
there
good
were
job,
some
David. Thank
Really
you.
great
Very good.
questions in there. I loved that. Great job by everybody. That was a very fun game to play. Before we go, we'd like to give everybody a chance to do shout-outs and promote causes that they care about. Joe, Matt, Riley, you guys are up first. Joe, we'll start with you.
I'll just say support your local animal shelters. Adopt, don't shop. Spay and neuter, Take care of your pets out there.
For sure. All right, Matt.
Just this morning, I took my jazz band to the local library to celebrate their grand opening. So I'm very proud of them. So I want to give a shout out to my jazz band for doing such a great job. And in that light, I'd encourage you to go out and support the performing arts in your community.
Love that. Very cool. All right, Riley.
Thanks for having me on again. It's
Absolutely.
a blast. David, really great show. Really nice selection of questions. You kind of covered everything. So I'm going to say 2 things. The same thing I said last time. I guess this is on the main feed. So, throw in $5. You spend more money on stupider every month. Skip a coffee, skip a latte, skip McDonald's, something. Throw them $5, throw them $10, throw them $100. They're well worth it. It's a great show. Obviously, if you're listening, you feel the same way. Support your local businesses. They all work really, really, really hard. I know it's easy to jump on your phone and order something from Amazon. I'm just as guilty as anyone. But, if you're looking for a shirt, you're looking for some new shoes, some new socks, a pastry, a sandwich or something, go look in your local community because, that's how you grow it. And that's how you grow communities like this TWA that we're on right now. So, that's kind of where I sit.
I love it. And go check out Dobo's Delights.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, Peter, you're up.
Okay, well, had a great time being here. Sad that we lost because of Wile E. Coyote.
We drew because we would not have bet. We would have bet 0.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. But it was an awesome time. As far as shout outs, I know it's coming to the end of the year. So for the school year, for those that are teaching and stuff. So just try and remember what teachers are going through. It's just as hard of a job, but we actually do care about your kids. Sometimes some people seem to forget that we actually want our kids to do well and everything. And try and, if you have school age kids, especially if they're in high school, realize this is a rough time of the year for them too, because they'll have exams and stuff too. So just, be kind to everyone in general, really.
Absolutely. Totally agree. All right, David, we'll wrap it up with you.
I haven't really talked about it on the show before, but I am a cancer survivor. And a number of years ago, I sort of stumbled into learning about an organization called Deliver the Dream. And what it is, it's an organization that has weekends. They do it in Haines City here in Florida, where families that are affected by illness, usually kids, and they do different illnesses, and they basically take them away for a weekend and just let them put them up, feed them, and have a whole bunch of activities just for like a weekend away to not think about all the things that are going on. In our case, it happened to be when they did it for adults with cancer, and they do seminars. And so a discussion with all the cancer patients, and then another one with all of their spouses. And then they had separate activities for the kids. And our son was very young at the time. So we had a buddy who basically stayed with or around with us all weekend. And, at times he would take Matthew fishing and just to give my wife and I some time alone. It's a really wonderful organization. So if you know families that are affected by just about anything illness-wise, I highly encourage that. And also just as I post, since I mentioned my son and I posted it on my Facebook feed, I am the proud father of a very, very recent, as of 2 days ago, college graduate. And
woo!
So to Matthew, great job, kid, and looking forward to what comes next for you.
Love that. Absolutely. Good job, Matthew. All right, y'all, that is where we are going to wrap it up. So for Peter, for Joe, for Matt, for Riley, and for David, my name's Jonathan. This has been episode number 480 of Trivial Warfare, where it's not just trivia, it's war. Bye, everybody.
Bye, all.
Bye.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to Trivial Warfare. Be sure to check out the revamped TRIVIALWarfare.com as your one-stop shop to submit questions, join the community, and get access to over 150 archived episodes. Warm It Up was written and performed by Matthew Stevens. This episode was edited and produced by me, Joel Sharpton. For help with your podcast, visit ProPodcastingServices.com.